16-year-old son, Derek, was just always a little more of a challenge, always from day one. And once he got into school, it became more obvious that settings like that were difficult for him. And we always called it like ADHD from the get-go, from starting school. So he soon got into services with special ed to accommodate him and make things a little more easy for him so he could socialize and do as best as he could in academics. And when he was going into the 5th grade, we made a move to Tremont. When it got to be school time, right away he started having troubles there. He would either become very, very shy, or he would get to where he was in a lot of trouble. By the time it was Christmas break, the school was approaching me that it was becoming very hard for them to accommodate them, that they had a special ed teacher in the room, but she was with him almost one-to-one, just to make sure the rest of the class could go on with their day. It was decided that we would put him in the hospital and try to get some good diagnoses. And he had already been seeing a psychiatrist, you know, we had some help there. But during the course of him being in the hospital, it was like a partial day where he just had school there, and then clinicians to try to kind of figure out things. And when they got all done was said, we were ready to go home, they were presenting the idea that maybe Derek should go to Kiefer School. And that was coming from the school administrators and the doctor that was in charge of his care at that time. And I was just very saddened and shocked. I didn't know anything about Kiefer School in Peoria, and to take him out of his home school and have to ride a special bus and all this, it was just all very upsetting to me. I was directed to Gwinnetta Bullock, and from the minute I met her, my mind was at ease. She was very open to all my concerns that I had, and trying to make me realize that, you know, it could be more comfortable, and gave me a good tour of the building and saw all the interaction of the kids and the teachers. And before I left that day, I was probably here an hour, I realized that it could be a good thing. Before it was time to go back after Christmas break, Derek was able to come here, and it was a little hard at first for him to realize he was going to go to a different school. Derek ended up being at this campus for I think a year and a half, and the other campus a year and a half, and his goal always was to get back into our own school system by the time he went to high school, and he was able to do that. And by the time he was in 2nd year of going back to our regular school, he was much more social, and he learned so many social skills here, a lot about himself, and trying to go at his rate and learn the best he could. Other people don't know unless they have a special need child. When I had my first son, I thought I was the best parent in the whole world because everything was very easy, and I just thought that's because we were great parents. And then we had Derek, who had special needs, and it was very difficult, and it brings a lot of tears, a lot of family dynamic problems, trying to figure out how to take care of all of this. And we still have our struggles. But I know if I ever needed Kiefer School, again, that they're there. If we'd known about this place in his previous school, rather than just trying to handle everything, it might not even got to where it was. Our problems that we had to endure, I think that we would just have had so many more family problems. I'm not sure my husband and I could have even stayed together. Just finding the answers and more structure and the relationship of other people that have the same problems make it easier to deal with. And I can't tell you, I'm pretty certain I can tell you though that it wouldn't have the outcome that we have now, where we're all still together, we're still working on it. It's just a day-to-day thing, but I don't think it would be as positive.